I got sent these Hyer boots, and so I thought I'd do an honest boot review of them after using them for about 3 to 4 weeks, so we'll kind of get at it. So right off the bat, these are Hyer boots, as you can see. The model is the Haze, and the toe is the cutter toe. I've not really worn cutter toes before, so that was kind of a different change for me. I thought it would probably be a little tight on there, but it honestly wasn't. So right out of the box, a lot of people kind of look a boot over and judge different things, and on some of these boots, I feel like you really don't know until you use them, and so I just went to using these and found a couple cool things out about them. One, right out of the box, they're extremely comfortable, and I'll pull this spur off of here and show you a couple reasons why I think that's the way it is. One, the construction of it seems extremely sturdy but not overbuilt, and so its ability to bend and move and become comfortable in a very short period of time is good. Also, the tops being so soft like this, they're not overly soft as you can see, but soft enough that you can move your ankle. And then inside here, Hyer puts this really cool insole just right out of the factory in there, and so you could certainly pull that out and put something else in there, but they do that for you. And so typically when I put a boot on, I can tell if it's going to be comfortable or not, or if I'm going to have a long break-in period, and these boots were awesome. Right off the bat, super comfortable to put on and use, so I just went to use them. So as I used them, there's a couple cool features on here that I think they do a good job. You can tell they're made with high level of quality, whether it's just the materials on the sole themselves, the heel construction, down to how they designed the spur shelf on this. You can see, and I have that pair of spurs on here. It's made to be a working man's boot, but also look good and be comfortable. So overall, I've been extremely pleased with these boots. They are still new, we're still learning some things, but a couple cool other features that I'll probably talk about just so you can see are these cool canvas poles. A lot of times on these boots, they'll have those leather, I call them over ears, there's probably a real name for them, but that's where you'd stick your fingers in there and pull that boot on. This has these canvas ones, and they work really well and seem like they're gonna work for a long time. Typically boots break down in a couple areas, and so I'm not gonna know that on these boots for a while, so I guess I can give a even more honest review at that point in time. But so far I've been pleased with the places where it typically shows wear. One would be right here, where your spur's gonna be on there. A lot of, I don't know, abrasion's gonna happen, and so far it's handling that really well. Also, places where it can crack is here on the toe, and this leather seems to be high enough quality that it's probably not gonna crack for a long time. And then down here, actually on the sole itself, so far, I mean, I have kind of done some pretty awful things to these boots, and they're handling it really well. I don't see any big nicks, cuts, scrapes, and so far I've just been really pleased with their quality. In the stirrup, because I do think people judge a boot by how it walks around and how it looks, but in the stirrup is really where the money's made. And in all honesty, also where it can save your life. So in the stirrup, it fits pretty slender in there, which is good, and it's safe. It feels like your foot can come back out. Some boots, you know, it feels like you can't get your foot in there at all just because it's just too slippery. This one sits really well in a stirrup, but also having this really nice heel keeps your toe from sliding through too far. And like I said before, this spur shelf is just absolutely awesome. So I'll put my spur back on this boot here, and you can kind of see how that goes on, how well it fits. Every manufacturer makes a good spur shelf, but I think Hyer does an even better job. That seems to be sitting there good. It's not going to fall down and wear and tear on that heel. So overall, looking at these Hyer boots, I've been really impressed with them. Over time, we'll have a better opinion of how well they work, but if you haven't heard of Hyer, I would highly recommend them.